You know, I like to think this is probably one of the best training grounds for meteorologists when it comes to, if you've studied hurricanes or you know about them, but to be involved in them, because chances are we could see one.
Yes, definitely. It's been quiet so far, but does not mean it's been quiet, and we're tracking one right now as well. So we've talked a lot about the invest that Ryan was just mentioning, the tropical waves. Now that system we've been tracking that was an invest and became potential tropical cyclone 6 is now Tropical Storm Fred. So now it's got its name as it continues to push on off to the west and northwest. So headed towards the Dominican Republic this morning. It is expected to weaken a little bit as it moves over very mountainous terrain the next several hours. So the future cone here keeps it a tropical storm, then weakens it back to a tropical depression, then back to a tropical storm. So all sorts of names going on. It'll weaken a little, then it'll re-strengthen as it gets over the waters. And it is still expected to impact the Florida Keys and the west coast of Florida as we get towards this coming weekend. Models are pretty consistent here, keeping this well off to the east of the coastal bend. We'll obviously keep an eye on it. Watch this very carefully. If it does go a little bit further off to the west, it can increase our waves a little bit here in the coastal bend. But the storm center is expected to remain well off to our east towards Florida. Now, we talked about the names of it. This is another tropical wave moving on in, and the National Hurricane Center is watching this area of thunderstorms here in the central Atlantic for possible development. 20 to 30% chance, relatively low over the next 2 to 5 days, but we're keeping an eye on it. It is hurricane season, and we're starting to see those names get crossed off the list. So we got Fred here as a tropical storm. Elsa is the only hurricane we've seen so far this year in the Atlantic Basin. Next names on the list are Grace, Henry, and Ida, so we will watch this carefully and keep you updated, of course, on the tropics. But a live look right now at downtown, or not downtown Corpus Christi, out at Corpus Christi Bay. Beautiful shot here. That sun is starting to rise. Typical August heat today. Isolated showers are in the forecast and returning today, but most of us are going to stay quiet. We're just keeping an eye on Tropical Storm Fred as well in the tropics. Temperatures out there, mid-80s along the coast, 84 Rockport, 83 Port Aransas, 83 at the Naval Air Station. It's in the 70s further inland, 77 right now in Kingsville. Temperatures climbing up into the mid-80s over the next several hours, low 90s later on this afternoon. Even some upper 90s. This model starting to see a 100 out in Hebronville and Freer. May get close to that triple-digit mark in air temperatures off to the west. The rest of us will be in the 90s. Heat index values, though, well over that triple-digit mark, 105 to 110 for afternoon heat index values today. Wind forecast quieter than we've been. They'll pick up a little bit in intensity, sustained out of the southeast, 15 miles an hour later on this afternoon. Gusts up to 20, but that's less than the 25 to 30 of the past 2 days. Marine forecast, because of those less winds, bay conditions will be smooth today. 3-foot waves, 5-second period, 87 degrees on the water temperature, and the rip current risk, thanks to those waves being a little bit less wind, is in the low category. Satellite and radar tracking a few isolated showers trying to make their way towards the coast, up towards Matagorda Bay, up towards the Sea Drift area, even some lightning off the coast. This is weakening as it pushes towards the coastline, but can't rule out that stray coastal shower over the next few hours. Otherwise, we're mainly quiet. So future models trying to paint a shower or two over the next several hours, and then later on this afternoon, some sea breeze activity inland. We're quiet overnight, then more showers as we head into tomorrow morning, and then tomorrow afternoon along the sea breeze, and we just do that rinse and repeat over the next several days into the weekend. So rain coverage coming up a little bit, very low today, isolated to scattered Thursday, Friday into the weekend. Your 7-day forecast, partly cloudy shower, an isolated stray shower once again can't be ruled out. Then we're talking those temperatures back in the mid-90s with shower chances as we head into the coming weekend.